Hey there guys, it's me, Joey Campbell, aka Comicman06. So, I just want to let you guys know I'm back, as you already know, and follow me on Instagram, Comicman06, to get updates on what will be happening on the channel. Also, I'm not just doing that, let me know in the comments down below what movies or TV shows you want me to review next. I won't just be doing that again, I'm also going to be doing more things. I'm going to be doing live streams, and I'll be reviewing video games now on a different basis. Not as Comicman06 reviews, but a different thing with the character. So it'll just be me just basically doing what I done this suck, just reviewing video games, just different way. But that's not just all. I'll also, you guessed it, be giving even bigger updates. So yeah, stay prepared. And by the way, subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. I'll let you get back to the video now. You've almost had me 2 times. Making you review horrible movies has turned them into good movies for you. So I'm gonna make you review a good TV show, your favorite one in fact, and make you love that TV show again. Cause it just came out with season 2. You may be thinking Titans? No. Doom Patrol season 2! Let's get to the chopping block. Chop. I didn't like this season that much. Well, I'll let you get free out of your cup this time. Second, I want you to tell me why you hate this season anyway. Okay, I'll review it. Thanks for the drink though. Oh, I need to use the first segment anyway. This is how much of a story. This is Doom Patrol in general. Just so beautiful. This is Jane's story arc. Now, this is Dorothy's story arc. 3 things. Dorothy's is 3 things. Now, here's her story going down. Now, here's Jane's. Oh my god, Jane's story arc was so horrible. What's that drink called? Crazy Jane drink? Why would you give me a drink that's called Crazy Jane drink? Okay, what do I mean by this? How do I explain this? Doom Patrol season 2 to me was kind of like, how do I put this? Daredevil season 2. It's so cool when you're into it. It's like, yes, it's awesome. And then once it's over with, you're like, this show isn't that awesome. That's how I was with Drake. That's how I was with Doom Patrol season 2. What do I mean? Let's start with the origin. Doom Patrol is based off a comic series written by DC Comics and created by Arnold Drake. Now, the series came out with the X-Men series, but are different comics in general. No one knows who came out first, and many have called the other one knockoffs. Now, the series is around a man named the Chief, who has superheroes of his own, who are technically horrible people that the world does not like. These people include Elastigirl, who can turn herself to... She's like Ant-Man or Wasp if she was in DC Universe, who can just get taller. Then you have Robot Man, who's just a Robot Man, and Negative Man, a being that lives inside Negative Man. So yeah, that's it. Now, the Grant Morrison runs the comic is mostly with season 2, with season 1 was focused on. I don't know about season 2. In general, season 2 to me was a washed up season, and I'll explain why. So, season 2 begins off with where we left off. Doom Patrol are small again. Larry is trying to find a way to get back to normal. Shortcut, they get back to normal. But the Chief is dying. The character that we hate, we're supposed to kill that he's dying, but he has a daughter named Dorothy. So anyway, Dorothy. What about her? Nothing much. I mean, her story arc's kind of pushed to the side. And basically, she's supposed to fulfill this prophecy. So yeah, now everyone's kind of get back to normal after what just happened. So, I'm going to start by saying this. Jane does not need a whole season in this season. What do I mean? Allow me to explain. The original Doom Patrol season 1 ran for 15 episodes. 15 episodes! Not 10, not 12, not 13, 15 episodes. And some of them episodes were episodic, you know. Maybe when we got introduced to Kipling, who had some episodic episodes. Those were used perfectly. It gave us more to the story, and even the villain, Mr. Nobody, was still in the show to help him defeat this bad guy. This was still using a character arc. It was still telling a story and gave us new information on the characters. Now I'm going to compare this to the Sex Patrol episode and the Jane arc. Starting with the Sex Patrol episode, it starts out with meeting Dorothy. Dorothy this time is finally getting her first time to stay up since bedtime, or sneaking around. Anyway, all of this is going on. Danny's street has been basically destroyed. So, Danny is now throwing a party to try to bring back Danny after what has just happened. So, they decide, how are we going to bring back Danny? By throwing a big party. So, anyway, Rita meets with Flex and Tallow, who she needs to help her get her powers back from the dying. Anyway, he does his thing, and she's basically bringing out the Sex Poltergeist. The Sex Patrol are introduced, but only one character arc is told. Rita's character arc, and that no one else's character arc is shown. I mean, this season, in season 1, with the episodes of Nurheim, it still gave us a good character arc around Jane and Cliff being an actual monster stuff. That's good writing. And us give some more emotion to Rita. So yeah, those two things, those are great writing. Then I'm going to go off of that to this episode, where nothing happens, just read this whole episode. Rita's a great character, and I wish that they weren't trying to limit her superpowers down, because I love the way that she was able to just flex out her arms, because I get they're not going to be able to make her turn into a giant. But this season's kind of lowered down everybody. I mean, Cliff's whole story arc in the first season was pretty smart. Him getting to know. Then we're introduced to his daughter this season, who we get to meet. That's a great character arc, and that's a great episode. Now, like I said before, Jane's story arc has taken over the whole season, basically. It has Jane's cutscenes that aren't useful. And these cutscenes don't really help the show. I mean, in general, Jane's story arc could have just been moved to the side for different arcs of the scenes. Or maybe this episodic episode. Not a whole season need to be around Jane and Dorothy, because we should get to know Dorothy. So in Dorothy, I hate to say it, spoiler alert, was taken in by the flame dude. I'm not feeling no emotion for Dorothy because I don't know that much about Dorothy, except that she's Niles Carter's daughter, and that's all I know about her. I'm not giving any more information on her. I'm not giving any more of a story arc. So yeah, I really don't get to know that much more about Dorothy. But that's all I get to know. Then I'm going to go over to the other character. Larry this season was given... But you had visible force for Robin, right? You did? Oh! Okay, now it's on. Alright. Anyway, Larry was giving... how do I put this? A great story around him as a family, as a father, instead of being around him by his sexuality. Now, the problem is that this wasn't used as much as it should have been used. It was cut down to a short storyline, and that's okay. And then we have this whole storyline that isn't used. A storyline that should have got to be used more than ever was Dorothy's storyline. Around her completing her destiny. Wasn't used that much as it was never shadowed. This season wasn't clearly to me and not a good season. What do I mean by this? It wasn't felt like it was really trying. It felt like they rushed it out. Like they kind of rushed out Titan Season 2. These shows got rushed out on different timing. And I mean in general. When you're filming this, it's on HBO Max. And I feel like that may be the main problem. When HBO Max got the show, I was pretty happy because it's on HBO. It's gonna be good. But then they kind of overdone it by... See, Doom Patrol Season 1 was like this Deadpool meets Guardians of the Galaxy show. If Guardians of the Galaxies were already like Deadpool, that's what it was. What's this season? None of that. None of that. The only thing that's really happening is none of that stuff. I mean, there's no more of that punk theme rock and Deadpool's kind of story arc and Guardians of the Galaxy. That's put to the side. We don't need that. We need more solo episodes to focus on the characters, but are never used, literally. Cyborg's whole arc in this season was after what happened to him, after beating up his father and his father telling him the truth. That's cut to the sideline for Ronnie's story arc with him. That shouldn't be used fully. It should have been a small story arc, not the main story arc of the season. But no, for uselessness, it's the main story arc. I didn't know Jane. Jane, season like I said before, was not a great character. Her whole story arc was not used perfectly, and all she did was kind of just go into this world and go into this timeline stuff. And all the people that she knew got killed. This was one of the not great stories for her. Last season, we weren't getting that much information on her, and that's great. I mean, I like Jane being mysterious. I don't need a whole episode around Jane. I like the way she is. She's this mysterious person. That's good. I don't need so much information on there, but nah. We don't need that. But anyway, in ending the show, it's kind of an iffy wow of a show. So, yeah. This show was not okay. I mean, in general, it tried to do something new, but wasn't good enough. And this just gave me enough time to skate! Ah! How do you skate about the fortune? Ah! I miss. I'll never miss. I'll get you back for this Comicman06.
Given that's how we live it, don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be